U.S. mega drought. Water is drying up, and the failure infrastructure in America is going to hurt us dramatically, and I'm going to talk deeply about it. But I wanted to say thank you for clicking the like button, thank you for subscribing, and I'd love to hear your comments below. This is Mike with MyRealEstateDojo.com, and today's topic is about how water is the #1 important commodity in our globe. But in CNN, NBC, they're talking about how important Amazon or Tesla stocks are, but they're not talking about what's really going on in our own backyard with shortages of water. For example, if you look at a lot of Las Vegas right now, they are running out of water. The whole state is running out of water. They had the city code inspectors go out just this year, which is just a couple of months. They've given over 5,000 citations for anyone that has water running, sprinklers, any leaks, because they're literally running out of water. Now, I've listened to the city organizers, the city authority, the people that specialize in the water system talk about that because they have such an old infrastructure of plumbing, let's call it, when they pull the water away from the reserve, Lake Mead, if I'm not mistaken, and they carry it into the city, they lose about 40% of all their water because of leaks in the 100-year-old plumbing system. And the city was saying that because of this leak, they're losing so much water because they lose so much of it by transporting from point A to your home if you live in Las Vegas. And the solution was that all they had to do is replace that plumbing system with a new one, but the problem was that the city didn't have the money for it. So now the city doesn't have the money for it, and Big Brother or the federal government is not helping them out. But if you look at the other side of it, Big Brother is fanning the fuel for World War III in UK and Russia. Big Brother is sending billions of dollars in weapons to fan the fuel for what's happening today. High inflation, shortages of food, so on and so on. Instead of our leaders coming to their senses and try to de-escalate the situation and try to be a referee and try to settle the situation, they're actually pouring gasoline on the fire and trying to get all the world into a World War III situation. So instead of taking that billions of dollars and putting into weapons, so Lockheed Martin and all these merchants of death make so much money, right? Why don't we take some of that money and fix some of the problems that we have at home? For example, a whole state is almost out of water in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, and you can Google it yourself or YouTube it yourself. Listen to the public hearings that these people talk about. Okay, you can look at another city or another state where they have lead in their water, and when they turn the water on, it's all brownish. So that's another city that needs infrastructure. And you look at Detroit, you look at so many other places where we basically or corporations basically like used Detroit, sucked it up dry, and left to a different area. Okay, so we need to work on our own infrastructure. On top of inflation going out of control, on top of not having natural resources or consuming a lot more than we produce, we also have a lot of broken infrastructure, okay, that's causing pain and will cause more pain. But instead of focusing on things that are going to bring stability, peace, and happiness and prosperity, our leaders are focusing on creating a nuclear disaster where all the plants, all the trees, all the animals, and all the humans will be extinct. And I don't understand the logic between wars, but I guess it's just something that humans been doing for such a long time, and we're accustomed to just killing, right? And very, very sad situation. So there are people in America that are hurting right now by not having water. Just look at what's going on again in Las Vegas, where they're selling constructions, brand new constructions, and not letting the buyers know that there's not going to be any water for their new purchased home. And they have to source the water from somewhere because the local city will not allow them to get water. So this is happening right now in Las Vegas, and everywhere you go, like there's like a river right here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, even in Texas, we're having less water, ladies and gentlemen. Even the places that used to have a lot of water, you look in there and it's becoming dry and dry and dry. If you look at across the globe, you can see, like in other parts of the country or the world, you know, you have extreme heat and there's people that don't have any water. So the globe, the planet that we live on, is changing because of all the pollution. It's changing because of all the plastic we trash. It's changing because we have a mindset of consumption 2.0, 3.0 versus happiness and true prosperity for the planet. We're only just thinking about ourselves. We're only thinking about, you know, how much money can I make? Not only me and you, but even the corporate or our government leaders. They're all thinking about me. And the unfortunate thing is that the planet that we live on is literally dying. One of my gurus, you know, he talks about that, you know, if the ants disappear, the planet will die. If the birds disappear, the same thing would happen. But if humans disappear from the planet would, you know, flourish. It would be so much abundance, because we're the only species, we're the only parasites that only destroy each other by keeping each other down, but we also destroy our whole home, you know, anything around us we touch, because we want fake money over anything. We want fake money, we want power, we want accumulation, not realizing that money is fake, not realizing you can't eat gold, not realizing that if we don't have air, we don't have water, gold doesn't matter, Bitcoin doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, if you have 10 grand in your bank, you're all going to be extinct without water. So our whole corporate philosophy of capitalism and all this other stuff, none of that stuff has helped out the average American, and none of it has helped out the planet. What it has done is create a lot of consumption, a lot of debt. Everyone thinks that their value is what they drive. Their value is how their nails look like. Their value is how their haircut is, versus, you know, who they are. Are they honorable people? You know, are they the type of people that, you know, constantly stealing from other people through chargebacks, through theft, you know, or are they, you know, trying to help out other people? They're trying to help out their brothers and sisters. So our society values are totally jacked up, from the big brother, where both constant wars and policing, to the economic aspect, where we worship people that are basically financial addicts, that, you know, they have so much but they want more and more and more, and even if they become the world's richest person, they still want more. And that's a disease in itself, and it reminds me of cancer. Cancer is like that. It wants more and more growth. America and many of the Western countries, we're so conscious about growth and consumption that it reminds me of we're a cancer. We don't care about living a good life and make sure we clean up after ourselves, make sure we keep our word, make sure that we do the right things, not only for us but for our neighbors and the planet. All we care about is money, fake money, and all the stuff is programmed into us as kids, from the cartoons we watch, to the TVs we watch, to the schools that we went to even the books, to everything we read that makes us want to compete with each other instead of like lending a hand and helping your brother and sister. And this is why I try to break the dogma, right? Whenever you download the new Flip, which is basically a book that I wrote. You know, I'm a guy that came to America as a refugee, couldn't write, couldn't read, and I wrote a book, like, ladies and gentlemen. They told me I couldn't pass the English state test to go to college, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I had to take it so many times. So for a guy to write a book that can't read or spell great, right, and sell it and help other people, makes me feel good. And that's why when anyone that buys the new Flip, which is the best 6-figure side hustle, that's a copy and paste business system, you know, I always give them free help, because I want you to win. And that's why I do it. I'm breaking the internet, I'm breaking the industry, because no one in the industry says, look, you download my self-help book and I'll hold your hand and answer your questions so you could win. And why do I do that? Because I realize that, you know, when you win, I win. I might not win because you pay me monetarily. I might not win because X or Y, but somehow I win. I become happier, I become more joyful, I become more blessed, and then things in my life work the way I want. So this is the secret of life, is by being happy, by helping other people, you get what you want, okay? And some way or another, the universe, the supreme consciousness, however you want to define it, lines it up for you like the moons and the stars, like a lunar eclipse, ladies and gentlemen. And so the point of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, that we have massive pain and suffering in America, from homelessness to no water, but our big brothers, our leaders, feel like spending billions of dollars in weapons to make Lockheed Martin and Raytheon super rich like they're not already, while creating more inflation for us, because me and you are the one that's going to have to pay the bills for all these weapons that are going to the battlefield. They're more than likely 90%, 70%, I'm not sure, but I bet you a lot of it are getting blown up before they even hit the front lines to help the Ukrainians, guys, okay? But here we are, you know, homelessness is high, acid bubbles are crazy, people lost a lot of money, there's hardly any water, there's hardly any food coming up in the next 6 months, 7 months, but we got money for war, as Tupac says, but we don't got money to feed people, and that's crazy. Thank you for clicking the like button, and if you're interested in seller financing, if you're interested in buying houses from motivated sellers at a deep discount, then consider downloading my Subject to Launchpad. You get 24 advanced courses, from paperwork, closing files, contract, how to find sellers, how to talk to them, how to negotiate. Again, there's 24 courses, retails for over 9,000 bucks. You can have it right now for 200 bucks as a pre-launch course that I just created. And if you're looking for a side hustle, you're looking to a way to make extra money, then go ahead and download my newest book called The New Flip. It's a 6-figure copy. And download my free book, Real Estate Investing for Beginners, the ultimate starter guide, at myrealestatedojo.com, where I teach you how to find motivated sellers, buy their homes at a deep discount, and then have the seller become your own private bank. Subject to, get it now. One more thing, if you're looking for private one-on-one help when it comes to real estate investing, then consider joining my academy, where you sit down with me one-on-one. 2, you get monthly coaching. 3, you get access to my best-selling courses. 4, you get access to my video library, and then the list goes on, for just $97 a month. Join me now at MrNoFluff.com. Lastly, the best 6-figure side hustle, bicycle flipping. Want to see how? Here's a behind the scene video how I did it. Go to thebestsidehustle.MrNoFluff.com. Now let's get back to the content.